Hello. Hello, hello. So we'll wait a few minutes for stuff to get started, then continue with this time the King League. Husky versus Otter. Make sure I've gotten everyone pinged properly. And we will have Toadai G as game number 1. Oh, they both banned Colo. Both banned Colo. Banning the app people didn't like. Then we'll have Treasure Beach, Eric, Vilchins for Tusky, and Gome, Tulo, and Sardis for the Otter 1. And everything looks good, Twitch and YouTube both, so we're getting started here. I think I made all my announcements that I need to make. One concurrent viewer who is myself perfect. OMG, it's Donut. I'll type that in case you can't hear me due to the ad. Any pervasive Twitch ads. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty well. And Otto's here, of course. Oh yeah, Donut, you're a sub now. You don't get the ads. You got a gifty the other day. Rar, Baron needs a sub. You'll mainly do something Picard told Wesley to do once, but you bring flowers. Flowers are good. This is an exciting development. Alright, and the ad should be over. So hello, Donut, Otter, Baron, and Maxi. And we're gonna have Tusky versus Otter. Alright, stay quiet next time. You hate Wesley Crusher. See, Automod knows that that isn't acceptable for Ace to type in. I will say at least Wesley had like 1 or 2 episodes that featured him where I'm like, okay, that works. He is better, I'd say, than Neelix at least. I realized I needed to swap my patch over. I double checked everything to make sure I had all of my stuff set up. And I neglected to swap the patch. And I need to close the game before swapping the patch too, I think. I hope I didn't break stuff while I accidentally swapped the patch while the game was open. Usually it doesn't break anything, but I hope I didn't break anything. I learned that you can't update the game while Capture Age is open. That was a fun fact. He is an overhated character, literally a child in high-risk scenarios. I think maybe the denouncement should go upon the writers. You defend Neelix? Nah, I got nothing for Neelix. He ain't even a child. Good morning in 7 minutes. Well, good evening currently. Alright, the patch is updated. And we're ready for Toad IG. Right, and hello Timaloy. And hello Sweetza Bulka. Hello YouTube. Hello. And Tusky is in the gray. Otter is in the yellow. I will put Tusky in blue. And we'll do blue versus yellow. So we'll have the blue Kumans against the yellow Malay. Ooh. Malay have a great fast imp for this map. Kumans in general have a great 2 TC boom into a fast imp. Could put the second TC in here. And then go for some map control. Try to get a forward castle. Could even do maybe a castle here somewhere at home by the Wonder for Kipchaks. Try to get map control with them and then go forward. Maybe Otter wants to go monks into a forward castle. Rabbit yesterday, Otter today. Is this a tournament or a petting zoo? Microsoft did also publish Zoo Tycoon back, what, the late 90s, early aughts? So, might very well be a zoo. Maybe I just got the CDs mixed up. And Wise Turtle. And Crab. Hello, Crab. Good evening, Wise Turtle. No Panic House from Otter. We saw that Otter. Didn't have food under the TC, did a straggler house combo. Did Loom. A bit of Dark Age idle time there for Otter. Maybe the nerves of the finals are getting to him. Maybe he thought, Twest will just speed up the wreck, he won't catch it. He's wrong, we catch everything. Zoo Tycoon, Stronghold Frenzy confirmed? Maybe. So he does have some vills on the fish on the outside. Dark Age and me aren't exactly besties. And Tusky's up. So Tusky's up and, as I thought, TC over on the Wonder area. A nice TC spot with all the deer, too. That's me with the Kuman Boom. We'll just go in ×2. And Turz, Turz was playing the best of 21. Also, everyone, give Crab some flowers. She apparently had to deal with the horrors of bureaucracy. And that is a pain we wish inflicted on no one. We're down 0-8, but I believe you have a good chance to win. See, Turz, you just gotta go down 0-10, and then you can pull off the reverse sweep. Because reverse sweeps happen in AoE too. They happen. And you just gotta get running right where you want him. See, running will be up 10-0, and then, like, all the German trains, he'll just stop running. Byzantine Thanksgiving, Turkey and Greece. Is that a reference to invading Constantinople? So Otter up to the castle age. So he's up, and where is he going? He's gotten past that Dark Age. No more idle time for him. Now Tusky amassing or accruing a bit more idle time. But maybe that's because he's thinking of clicking up and needs the gold. Needs to use the market to sell. Turn trains are hardly ever moving at all. I experienced that at the garrison. So, barracks stable. Going for the stable. I think Tusky still needs a blacksmith, so he's a bit... If he had been idling to click up, he needs some more resources in order to click up. they too big? I'm sure some Americans figured it out at some point, don't it? Never doubt Americans and their ability to deep fry. Castle Age there for Tusky, so he'll be up around 18, 19-ish. What elo are these guys? Otter can confirm. I think this is around the 1600 elo league. The last league was, I think, mid to high 1500s, and this is a step above that. So this is probably 16-ish to 17-ish. Yeah, the 16XX league. And let me double check and get an exact number for you. The ratings for this league, don't know when this snapshot was, probably at the time of signups closing, but this was 1600 to 1737. So the 1700 league. A Castle Age and Wheelbarrow as some scouts start hoovering. Tusky maybe with a chance to go forward. So both players taking the shorefish on the sides. This could be a great opportunity for the scouts to get some raiding. Although Otter, aware of that, already has a spear. Maybe could have used a couple of small walls preemptively. That mill is pretty far away. A bow saw on the way for the Otter one. Tusky up to the Castle Age. And now up to the Castle Age, 14ville lead. Not in an immediate position to go for a fast imp because of all the scouts, but does have a workshop. And could we see a capped ram push on the Wonder? That could be interesting. Imagine that were a forward double workshop capped ram push. That would be fancy. Scout's gonna come over and fight a Spear. Spear gets a couple of pokes. And Spears go down. Scouts keep hitting vills, but they go down eventually. So, effective defensive Spear from Otter. But, alas, down significantly in villagers. Scouts keep hoovering, but they'll be forced away by the Spear. A gaming laptop? I used to, but no more. I've been tempted to get one of those Razer laptops because I wanted a 14-inch laptop with a GPU for map scripting on the go. But haven't gotten there. Haven't had a need for it. My current laptop has an integrated GPU, and it doesn't really run AOE2 DE all that well. I genuinely think it would be a fire hazard were I to set it atop anything flammable with how hot it gets. So I need to limit the AOE2 on that laptop. Yeah, melee double for your armor. +1, +2. For you on the Spear helps out a lot against the scouts. Now the vills have evacuated by the time the knights come over. Only one vill left. And the Spear is ready to fend the knights off. Okay, nice running from Tusky, but then forgets to keep running and gets poked by the Spear. Survives though, 4 HP, more than enough. And if he gets a monk, he'll survive. And monks still could be nice because of all the relics in the middle. Foxes make it very tempting to go for a monastery there. Send a vill take the foxes. And we'll see a vill to do a workshop. Okay, Tusky getting aggressive with the workshop. Razer is pretty bad. I've always used Razer mice and keyboards. I've never used any of the other things with their mice and keyboards I've liked. This is not live, no. These are Rex. These have been played already. We have this one and the Kaiser League, so 2 more leagues to finish going through. We'll see. Depending on how long this one takes, we'll see. We might do the other one tonight. And my guess, though, is we'll do this one today and the next one tomorrow. Don't think I'm going to cast Thalassocracy. And just, I've looked at the water maps, and I think there's only so much water I can look at. The scout goes down for Otter, pikeman on the way, and the pikeman will spot the ram that is garrisoned by one spear. So this is interesting. Tusky's not going to go for the kill on the Wonder. Otto's prepared for that, did a castle. Instead, Tusky's going to go for the main base. And to be honest, you get control of these 2 golds, and you can put the Wonder in jeopardy. Too much water? It's like the opposite of a streamer who needs to stay hydrated. Or what they need. Never have too much water over here. We can sometimes, though, have not enough coffee. So Keperim forging on the way. And this is a push on the main base, so different strategy than what I'm used to seeing on the map. Usually people go for the Wonder, but here with the Wonder so well defended, Otter has to defend at home, and defending pretty well he is. Capped Rams, so we are getting that Capped Ram push I wanted to see, but with Knights mixed in, fended off by Pikemen. Lots of Karambits, and that makes the melee particularly dangerous on these closed maps. The Karambit spam, that counters Monks fairly well. And the Pikeman edition helps to deal with the Knights, especially with the free armor that they now have. Karambits won't want to fight the Knights themselves, but with some Pike support, they might do okay. So there's another workshop. Maybe this needed to be Scorpions before the Rams. And a lot of units lost for Otter. The KDs are pretty equal, but equal KD is much more expensive for Tusky. Tusky up by 11 Vil still, so if he can force Otter into defending, maybe Tusky's still in a good spot as his eco will keep pulling ahead. He's up by 2k resources already, and taking a fight against the Pikes. Remember, Knights can still beat Pikemen in early Castle Age. Hera has the correct t-shirt, not Nilly. Knights first, then Rams. Yeah, I feel like actually though maybe Tusky added the Rams too early and needed Scorpions first. When you feel like you're against the melee, you need to make sure that you're going to deal with the infantry, especially on a closed map. That or archers, and the Rams were fairly ineffective. All the stuff goes down, And then we'll have Bowsaw Tusky. More Karambits going down. And that is now our great KD for Tusky. I feel like Otter needs to concentrate maybe more on the Pikemen now. But that's going to be hard with the siege. No Monks out yet. Redemption Monks for the melee could always be an option for converting siege, converting the workshops. And now it's again Pikemen versus Knights. Are there enough Knights? Not enough Scorpions for sure. The Scorpions popping out of the workshops, but popping out to their deaths. And there's a great fight for Otter. Tusky being forced back, didn't have the Scorpion or the siege numbers nearby. Still more Rams. Imagine that were 4 Scorpions popping out instead of 1 at a time from 2 workshops. 4 all at once and bam. The Pikemen go down while they're fighting the Knights. And now Imp for Otter, Fast Imp. Or Fast Imperial Age Research. For the melee, and it will be a 20 villager difference. I don't know if Tusky has a way of getting Imp himself in this situation, though. He spent a lot of gold on those Knights. And yeah, he has more res collected, but he's not ready to go up himself. Bills come forward for Otter. We'll see. Ooh, is he going to go for a castle over here? He just about has the stone for a castle. It will indeed be a forward castle right on top of the stone mine. Thumbring on the way in. Alb on the way. And Tusky, how does Tusky stop this now? Tusky has his own vills. Can Tusky do a castle out here? I don't think with all this army control now that that's possible. Where is Tusky going? Tusky's sending an entire village out here to build a mining camp. Tusky almost even overchopped the back of the Wonder area. Much wood is left on these trees? 34, 93, 56, 91, and 100. So 34, that's our winner there. Otter has vills. Otter's, there's no way he is aware of this, but he could go to the back and chop that tree and get in. He'd probably be quick walled out. But now he's aware, walling the trebs. I think it's only a matter of time before he makes trebs and takes out the Wonder. No bombard cannon for the Kumans. They do have siege onager, so maybe there's a way where Tusky repairs for a long time, does onager and destroys trebs with onagers if they're walled in. Castle getting fletching, so that'll give that a bit more range to protect the trebuchets. And Powmet, hello, 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 Powmet. Flowers to you, flowers. We'll go for the Wonder. Good evening. Hello, good evening. And castle in the middle for Tusky. Tusky could take the relics and the foxes, but he needs a way to push into the trebs. He has a ram, but a ram by itself will do nothing with the halbs hoovering around. Some crossbows come forward. See the trebs going for the Wonder. Crossbows are there to kill halbs, protect the ram. Tusky has overchopped. He has overchopped. If only the chopper over here towards the trebs, but the castle will prevent that now. So, okay, now it's ram time. A couple of vills there that really need to go down to the crossbows to protect the trebs. Stone income, wood income, and somewhere else there needs to be gold income to protect the afford repairs. Maybe that could be from selling food. Can Tusky do this? Otter's putting everything into destroying the rams, and he does destroy the rams. Those repair vills on the inside are clutch. More vills forward for Otter, and I don't think these walls can be pushed as long as there are repair vills. Wonder losing HP slowly but surely. Kumans, they could do masonry for making the repairs cheaper. I think this is gonna do it. I think the trebs are gonna snipe this off. I don't know. This is close. There are more rams. The repair vills, I think, are the key here. They could be running themselves into crossbows, though. That could be some dead vills rather than repair vills. And yes, it is. More karambits coming over. And an outside castle. This could lead to more dead vills. The Wonder taking more damage. 4 trebs. And Otter finding it hard to afford another treb. Went for a castle. Destroyed more rams and has a mangonel coming over. 2 halbs. Vills going down. Ooh, mangonel's a karambit. Some vills on the outside going for a workshop. He's gonna want more rams. Imp is finished. The Wonder still needing repairs. 4 trebs still attacking it. And oh gosh, did the mangonel hit crossbows? I think the mangonel hit crossbows in the army. The army for Tusky isn't there. Otter needs to find a way to get another trebuchet out, but Tusky will, despite a 30 villager lead, have 25 vills on the Wonder, and probably more than 5 vills worth of resource collection spent repairing the Wonder. Help's still hovering around. And now we're at 5 trebs, 6 trebs. And I don't think you can repair against 6 trebs, right? Oh yeah, he is going to be running out of gold to repair soon. Selling wood. But then he might be running out of wood to repair or stone to repair. Running out of everything. And now 6 trebs, you can't take a moment of not repairing. There goes the HP. And there goes the GG. And Otter takes the Wonder Snipe on Toad IG. Wonderful, wonderful. Felt like the early ram push was interesting, but enough Karambit and Pike spam from Otter to fend it off. Eventually he got the map control, and tribbed down the Wonder. GG, game. Yeah, wonderful for Otter, not for Tusky. Hit the KD lead, but some of those are Karambits. More resources, but didn't have an imp timing, it didn't have a Castle Age push to stop the tribs. Great. So there's a win for Otter. Game 2 will be Treasure Beach. And hello, UP. And also, everyone, give some flowers to UP for co-hosting the event. I'm sure UP will like seeing some Treasure Beach. Nah, I daren't. He's making a pun on Wonder, because the Wonder was destroyed, so it was not wonderful for the player who had their Wonder destroyed. And remember, we encourage puns. Always we encourage puns. Wonderless, yes. So here we have a Treasure Beach. Tusky will be the blue Mongols to the south. Otter the yellow Japanese to the north. I wonder if we'll see a docking strategy. There is Loom on the way for Tusky. Treasure Beach, I think, has been a really good map. Oh, hold on a second. Let me pause this, because I realized that I forgot to turn the heat off in my apartment. That's going to pick up a whole bunch of static on the microphone. Let me go turn that off real quick before I get into casting this game. So I'll be back in a minute. Of all the buttons I need to press, that is the one I most forget. So we'll just go normal speed until that turns off, so that we don't ruin too much of the cast with horrible static. It's like I'm going through a tunnel right now. Otter also being sneaky, he's gonna go take his opponent's fence instead of his own fence right at the start. I wonder if there's a way you could lame this. Like, delete only the backside so the hunt runs far away. And leave the fences for them to break through. How is the heating causing static? Because it is loud. The room adjacent to this one houses the furnace. And the furnace makes noise when it is on, generating heat. And when I turn it off, it takes 2 or 3 minutes before off actually turns it off. I guess it, like, probably has some type of cycle, and off means turn off at the end of the cycle. I don't know. Well, Tusky, not one to have his fences stolen. I'll say, if I don't have fences, no one has fences. Hello, Diego. Welcome to the waiting for the heat static noise to turn off. I live in a crematorium. More or less. Here's the Packers won. Against whom did they win, Daboos, on their Thanksgiving game? The Lions. Lions. I don't know, is anyone in the chat from Detroit? I know Orland's a Chicago outlier. I will give Detroit credit. I've never properly been to Detroit, but I did fly through Detroit's airport quite a lot. And I enjoyed the tunnel passing from one terminal to the other. That was a connecting airport both when I was living in Ithaca and when I was living in Madison. Okay, there we go. Now we should have a normal non-static cast. So in the north, we do have the Doc from Otter, who walled the Ville, Alcatraz style, but we'll have a turkey stolen, as the scout has to come deal with a crocodile. And that will mean it has less HP than the other scout. The outpost will see the turkey should he want to get it back. That's something that always happens. That just happens when the heat is on. Now it's off, and now we're good. I gotta remember. What I gotta do before the stream is I usually turn the heat up a bit. And then I let it get warm, and then I turn it off. And then I turn it back on when I'm done streaming. So it'll be sweater weather over the winter. And hello, T-Cone. Almost in winter? Yes, almost in winter. I guess technically the solstice is around December 21st usually, so less than a month away. But it's very dark out now. It's dark by like 4 p.m. I always judge my seasons based on the solstices and equinoxes. 1 foot of snow. That sounds like you're going to have some shoveling to do. And you could use an IRL no snow mod. So barracks here and no militia, no men-at-arms though, just the barracks. Usually we'll see men-at-arms rushes on this map. And also no one really going for an early lure on the boars, but we do have a mill out on the side now for Tusky. Otter though aware of that, and if he sees in the fog of war the ostriches running and being frightened towards the right, you'll know there are vills over there on the left. Yeah, Tusky indeed playing dangerously out there on the hunt as the feudal age comes in for Otter. And Otter may be playing dangerously, sending vills out by the crocodiles again. He just wants to be walled up though. He needs to make sure he walls through here. There will be a hole. Ooh, we might be forgetting that based on his walls right now, but there is a hole there. That was your morning? No, are you having snow already, Daboos? I feel bad I live in Jersey and not NYC, not particularly. And your first big blizzard, oh boy. And hello, Squint Eastward. So stable here for Tusky. Housed as he wants to add in scouts. We'll throw up a house there. And surely scouts will be trapped between the stable and the wall, forcing a delete of a wall at some point. Fine, calendar is the most accurate. Hopefully I can... I've been going to physical therapy for the shoulder injury I have, and hopefully I can get past it. I can get back to the gym and do a villager cosplay next year for a calendar. I wanted to do one this year, but the shoulder injury derailed me for a while. How common is snow in the US? That is a... The US is too big geographically to have one answer to that question. Near me, we always get snow in the winter. And you can get snow anytime, pretty much October to May, but usually it's concentrated January and February. I've just been having some nerve issues. Oh, and the hole! The hole will be exposed as the scout runs straight through the hole. And Tusky's aware of that now, but as UP pointed out, Tusky living dangerously over here on the west did do a dock, but now has 7 vills at the mercy of Otter's scouts. Only 3 scouts, so the vills may be able to turn and fight. The weak vill needs to run. Trading a vill for a scout. Only 2 scouts, so Otter probably can't do any more damage. He's a weak vill, though. And Tusky has to make sure the vill does the opposite of what she just did, running into the scouts. But there's a second vill for a second scout. Scouts around to the east. Even northern Florida and the Panhandle gets snow. They did last year, at least. Maybe Puerto Rico doesn't get snow. Maybe the U.S. Virgin Islands or Guam. No idea what the weather is actually like in Guam or in the middle of the Pacific. So Vill wanted to wall, but that's Tusky losing yet another Vill, and this time not even managing to trade a scout for it. Hawaii's a state, yes. Yeah, see, it makes sense it would snow in the mountains. And with the fire on the outside, Tusky doing a good job of killing the scouts, and Tusky now is in. The hole is it walled? Yes, 2 trees there. The hole's walled, but scouts are in now. Scouts are in, and that'll force Otter to put up some more panic walls. There is still a hole there, and a couple of vills on the outside who are weak. Can these scouts hoover their way in through this hole? Will they dare to dive? Now see the wall up here. And Otter can quick wall, Otter can quick wall, Otter! Oh no, the Vill wasn't quick walling, she was chopping wood on the backside of the wood line. And now she wants to quick wall, but not gonna get there in time. Both players up to the castle age just about the same time. Otter's slightly faster, but now he loses a Vill. Up, though, quite a bit. 36 to 31 Vills, and also with some fishing ships. Although they are mildly being disrupted by that fire.
Yes.
Oh, we had a pause. And both fires go down. Yeah, but we have territories that are not states. On the side, looks like Tusky's dock has been found. Otter will try to burn it down. Are they decoration? They are decoration, yes. This is not Fortnite. You cannot randomly get weapons from the treasure chests. And what does society come to when a treasure chest is described as a loot box? This is pirate treasure on the edge of the beach. There's a loot box. You're gonna have to say the number of unalives for Tusky is 9. So we got skill barding armor on the way for Otter, both up in the castle age. Tusky is almost able to fast imp, but it will be a second TC now for Otter. And the Japanese fishing ships still working on those oysters. Nice boost for the Japanese to have the fish. All foundations laid up here. As Vil comes over. And ooh, okay, Tusky wanted some fights with the scouts, but got mauled to death by the Vils. Vils building a TC and they ain't taking no for an answer. That's still open, might need to be rewalled. Fire's here. Still sailing around the outside, but I think Otter has an advantage. And one will try to flee, but leaving the other one to be burned down. Defeat the loot box. Defeat the loot box by unaliving its guardians. If you really want to see something cringe, as the knights come in, but there is some defense here at least. A spear and a defensive knight for Tusky. Oh, one dead villain, another one at risk there for Tusky. Otter with a knight hoovering around. There's an Age of Empires mobile game, which if that isn't cringe enough, refers, in their social posts, they refer to their players as governors. Which for a game named Age of Empires is the most ridiculous name. But that's what you get when it's a port of the Chinese mobile game handled by Tencent. Hello, Governor. So, Vils, a couple of them going down on this TC. A risky TC from Tusky. And now it's a 9-2 eco unit KD in favor of Otter. After winning that first game, Otter looking to take another game here, start off 2-0. And as the Mongols, you do want to have all the hunt by that TC, but now the Vils are kind of exposed. We didn't see either player risking the long distance lure this map. But taking them later, Tusky does indeed want to do. Here, Otter not moving out for them, just staying safe, staying for the gold in the north. And we'll have bloodlines and skill barding armor on the way for Tusky, and forging on the way for Otter. Relics are loot boxes. I guess that is literally true. Relics are loot boxes. This is basically a box, right? All those knights running synchronously. You totally lure 4 boars. I would hope so. I would hope someone tries to lure 8 boars and grab both fences, lure both groups of boar at once. And in Wisconsin it does snow a lot during the winter. I have experience with that. Oh, Otter with the trash talk in the chat. So there's the Ford workshop. And horse collar on the way for Tusky. Rams on the way out from the workshop. Oh, there's a couple of sheep there. I was wondering what the blue dot was, just some sheep. And Knight in the south for Otter, 11-2 KD. And no real collection of the gold so far for Tusky. Content for wood and farms, but not moving to the gold. Camels now? Mongols do have camels to deal with the knights or even potential Japanese cav archers, although the Mongols could do their own cav archers. I think the Japanese cav archers would be much better in the long run with their +2 attack. Especially with the Mongols missing the final armor, even though they would shoot faster. Sad that community events don't get a Wikipedia page. I agree. In the future, I want to make more updates to my website to support brackets on the website instead of on Wikipedia. Both for community events and also because Wikipedia ads disgust me. And as much as people can use ad blockers, I'd rather just have a place for brackets that doesn't have ads. And oh, look at that, there is a hole. There's always a hole, and right through the hole runs a low HP knight. And which website? The twestaoe.net website. The one with the handbook. I think this is where the handbook for this event is. Right now it's just a static website though, and if I properly want to support brackets, I would need to have accounts for admins to log in, and would take a bit of restructuring. Unless, I guess like a stopgap would be to give other people push access to the GitHub, and just have everyone push to update the brackets. Yeah, that might be a good way just to get a UI design set up properly, and worry about the restructuring of the or account anyway, because right now it's just a free account I have for the website on Vercel, and I don't know if I can do a non-static website with a proper hosted database without some type of paid plan. But here comes Otter. His knights, they are getting right through. They don't care about that sea tower. They'll leave the 10 HP on it just to laugh at it as they break through. And now the knights will get into this TC area. Not enough camels to defend. And the entire map feels like it was a lot smoother for Otter. He went for the dock. He was able to harass Tusky as Tusky was moving to the hunt. He had a very safe TC, and even when Tusky had a TC in nearly the same location, had chopped so much wood that it was wide open. And the gold all down there exposed for night raids. So GG, and yeah, very well played for Otter. It goes up 2-0. 2-0, speed running the finals. 52 to 32 KD. 7k more res collected. 8 seconds faster to the Castle Age, and a nice number of vills at the end. Let's see what we got on this scoreboard. That's 2-0 Otter, winning on Treasure Beach. Next, it looks like the map will be Tulo. Who came up with the maps? Well, I'm glad you asked. Because if you want to check out the website, you can go to the maps section. But it was all the clowns who helped admin. UnknownPlayer, Rapture, Marintho, and Bazi. So here we'll have Tulo. I'll just speed through the Dark Age just a bit. We'll have Otter will be the yellow Byzantines against Tusky as the blue Georgians. Byzantines Georgians is a matchup I feel that I see quite often. Even in Dutch, it's a rare word. I certainly had never heard it before. Now this is the non-regicide normal version of Tulo. Mule cart, so the vills go to the back. One day I'm going to see someone not delete the gate and chop the mule cart, but I think it's probably better to delete it. And similar base setup here, lumber camps in the back. Just like Chaos Pit, you gotta chop to the outside, but there is gold on the inside of this map. All the stone, though, is on the outside, no stone in the middle. And both players look like they're going to be going for docks on the inside. And that's 2 loomed vills forward for Otter to fight over the water. 1 unloomed vill to quick wall himself and get the dock up for Tusky, as loom will come in for Tusky. And now that Vil might be at risk of being surrounded, but the scout here has more HP, so Otto's going to back off. Otto's sending a lot of Vils out to take the box turtles, really prioritizing the box turtles. Feudal Age on the way for Tusky. Tusky actually didn't take one of the boars. That was a really far away boar, all things considered. Did the boar maybe not use circle placement instead just being on the diagonal? Oh, and Dizzy! Thank you, Dizzy, for the raid. Hope you had a lovely, wonderful stream. Thank you for the raid. I also like that food income in your games. There's a good amount of food on the box turtles for sure. Ooh, now it might be Vil fight time though. Now it might be Vil fight time. As the fishing ships are getting a bit trapped, Vils come over on both sides. Otter wants another dock. The scout comes in, and Tusky will be up first. The scout for Otter is dead. Oh, Otter might be forced off the middle. Also, it's a lot of wood invested into a dock that might not go up. A good job from Tusky to run that weak Vil. Otter needs to worry about this weak Vil. An utterly good one. And oh, the scout goes down. Tusky's scout goes down, but Otter loses another Vil. He'll extract 2 more. But there we have Feudal Age and a Fire Galley. One day people will start opening demos instead of Fire Galleys. Or maybe not, because in the new patch demos are quite sad. Ooh, and 2 HP. Maybe Otter gets back. Don't think Tusky wants to sacrifice a Vil. Tusky doesn't click back. Gets the Vil. Oh, as another Vil comes in. Oh, gonna be walled off. Okay, that is wall on the other side, maybe. Okay, that's creative. I like that. Tusky walling the Vils in. Nice moves. These Vils will get through. And that Vil can later wall herself in somewhere and attack a wall to get out. Or the gate can just be held open and she can walk out through the gate. Ooh, that's a low HP Vil. Otter, were you trying to fight with that? Ah, don't fight with that Vil. Tower of the Gold? Ooh. I almost like that idea. Oh, oh no, we left too early. Lock the villain. Oh my gosh, what was that, Tusky? You're baiting your own villager. She thought she was gonna be free. A double bit axe and a market from Otter. Double docks from both players, so it will be a fire galley war. Fire galleys and small ponds, no matter what the map pool. Can't escape that these days. That and skirmishers. Some repairs on the fish and the fire ship in the middle, so Tusky's staying alive on the pond. Although these are Byzantine fire galleys, and we all know how scary Byzantines can be. Although there is another fire from the back now dealing damage. And ooh, looks like Otter might be starting to lose the water a bit. Trying to add... Ooh, has a demo though. If you can demo the repair vills. I think that's probably the goal for Tusky, to try to pull the fire this way a bit to get the vill to journey farther forward, then hit it with a demo. Ooh, both vills go into repair now. 2 repair vills? Well, the fire goes down. He ran out of wood to repair. Otter selling wood, buying food. Has the demo out. Could try to demo the 2 fishing ships. And when he's going for it, might be a waste. Only gets 1 of them. At this point, the fires probably could have dealt with the fishing ships. But now Tusky off the water, just doing double bit axe himself, and all in all, Otter has more res collected. Annoyed that stuff's in his base. But overall does have a Forge 2 Eco KD lead. Somehow with all that vill fighting, he managed to save his vills. Oh, 5-2, destroying the rest of the fishing ships. Vills are moving out to the gold. And when finally the boar. Tusky wasn't lowering the boar. Oh no, stop following. Wasn't leaving the boar and forgetting about it. He was just waiting for the right time. And the right time is 16:30 into the game. Certainly is a lore. I'll give him credit for that. Yeah, towering on Cambrai was definitely a strat. Maybe if you could get a tower up right in the middle and control the whole pond, that could be interesting. Imagine Teutons getting a guard tower there. Well, Castle Age is clicked first for Otter, who does have a nice res advantage. Build counts are still pretty similar though, and in actual villager numbers, Tusky's up. Why do they put it next to the res sometimes? I think that might just be what happens if you select the mule cart along with the group of villagers and right click. It tries to path adjacent to it. Take it from doubt, any lore is a good lore. Maybe if you're luring in 3 boars on Rage Forest, if you're luring in one of your starting boars, I think it does need to be properly timed at least. And on the outside now is Otter. Did even do a mill there and is thinking of walling. Also on the outside, taking all of the hunt, is Tusky. But now the water buffalo is going to block the mule cart, and the vills, can they drop off? That's going to be a struggle for them. A blacksmith going up here for Tusky. Tusky probably wants another mule cart at some point out here. But that's not even going to be feudal age clicked for Tusky. I mean, equal KD, but look at how unbalanced that economy is. Does not have the gold situated to go up. I mean, how long ago could he have gone up had he had a market earlier? 1-2 minutes. So sometimes really subtle things on the eco management, like that, affecting your uptiming, are the differences on hybrid maps. Okay, as he chops more wood though, the mule cart will be more open. And we'll have a monastery and a forward workshop. Some monks for Otter. Looks like all the relics on the map spawned correctly. One in each of the corners, sometimes hidden behind the, I don't know, statue, pagoda, whatever it's called. And then one right in the middle. That one definitely hidden. Docks for Tusky going down, and Otter as the Byzantines will have won the water. Monks on the way, and we'll see if there is siege follow-up to the monks. What can the Georgians do now? That's a good question. I suppose there's a world where they do fortified churches and try to have a better eco than the Byzantines. I feel army composition-wise, though, Byzantines, with the cheap heavy camels and with the cataphracts, have better options than the Georgians do. And then with their trash, it's cheaper, so that's a better option too. My experience has been the Byzantines tend to be favored in this matchup. And the spear gets deleted. Let's push in, push through the walls. Down go the walls. And Byzantines could always do redemption monks. Should you really want to apply pressure to that market? Sanctity on the way. And lots of options for the Byzantines with their cheaper imp. Can stay castle and push, or they could think about going imp. So Mangonel is out, and maybe Sanctity and Redemption both need to come in for Otter then to deal with Mangonels. That was a good shot though. However, there is one monk that did not get back into the safety of the spears. And ooh, nice split to dodge. And there is Sanctity. More HP, 45 HP now for the monks, up from 30. Mangonel hits the other Mangonel. And that market on its way down as it's a light cav defense from Tusky, but there is Redemption. So spears could go for the pikeman upgrade. Or Otter could add camels. Either one would deal with all the light cav. And he's opting for pikeman. Yeah, it could be another good Mangonel hit. Almost gets it. But now the monk wants a conversion. Will be healed too. Look at that speedy Byzantine healing, and the Mangonels then will trade each other. As the light cav swoop in, we'll get a couple of picks on monks and siege, and try to bypass the pikemen to go for the other monks. And they will get all the monks, and 2 light cav remain. Okay, Pike's not taking the best of fights there. Spear on the outside, still looking around, scouting. Oh, you thought the mule cart would stay at a 1-tile distance? Maybe a half-tile distance would be better. Light cav counter pikes. I don't know about that, but they can run around them. And sometimes, if you have enough life cav, it's not the worst unit to fight. It's not as bad as camels. And the monk wants another conversion on the Mangonel. That's going to force it elite. And now the monk can go for the market. Mangonel's good attack round. But if they go forward and stop that Mangonel, this will be a converted market and then an elite. There it is. Is push feeling better for Otter? Vilcount's actually one ahead for Tusky because he does have that second TC. He's gonna need something effective with the light cap though, as here come the pikemen. I'm positioned to protect the monk on the workshop. One mangonel shot tanked. Can it turn and shoot? No, goes for the TC again. And that's a nice, now defensive mangonel from Tusky. You don't get Saracen market rates if you convert it. But deleted market for Otter. Wheelbarrow on the way. Deleted it even though he's falling back. Might have left it for some line of sight though. Hello again, Baron. I think you roared during an ad earlier. I hope you had a lovely Thanksgiving. And hello, hello, slime of mind. You ate too much? I don't think that's possible on Thanksgiving. Other days, sure, but Thanksgiving. Deletes. Ooh, are we gonna have a defensive castle? Oh, we're gonna have a castle race. We're gonna have a castle race. Byzantines, Georgians. We have the castle started first, but only 9 vills for Otter. And that can be more than 9 vills for Tusky. Mangonels are out. They're slaughtering the monks. And the castle is going up. You get one shot and then delete. He just has to delete. Mangonel couldn't get to the monks in time. The mule cart even being used for the castle. Bills have to dodge mangonel shots as the pikemen come forward. Otter looking to end everything with one push if he can deny the castle. They hurt the mangonels and the pikes trying to kill Vils. Vils under the TC keep garrisoning, but if they garrison, they're not working on the castle. And this castle might be a lost cause for Tusky. Oh no, Tusky overwhelmed by the Byzantine pikemen numbers. And, ooh, a defensive mangonel clutch sniping. But can the Vils ungarrison? 15 out of 15, including the mule cart in the TC. Longswords, Georgian longswords. Oh no, men-at-arms. Men-at-arms to deal with the pikemen. Thought they were longswords for a second, but men-at-arms. Not enough. Not enough. How many has he converted so far? Let's see, I can check that. Oop, is the castle... Castle is under construction again. It is... For conversions in the military tab. 4 so far. So castle going up, but mangonel on the villas. The rest have to garrison. And there is the castle up. But a costly castle, as now it is 17 to 40, or 70 to 49 villagers in favor of Otter. 6 of which are fishing ships for him. And... having mangonelled vills, he will swap to rams for the time being to go for the castle. Otter can imp his Byzantines, he will imp. And maybe he doesn't even need a Trebor, maybe he can ram. Maybe not with that mangonel behind. But Byzantines, look at that HP, and he'll get even more. It's around 6,800 upon imp. How helpful one monk can be. Yes, and especially for the Byzantine healing. We have seen some crazy healing of Byzantine monks. Healing each other this game. Mangonel goes down. And the ram goes down, but the pikemen pop out. I was trying to hit the pikemen. Ooh. Good job of hitting the pikemen. Did he click the castle? Looks like they're both attacking each other. Well, sometimes arrows change target based on what you right-click and whether units ungarrison or re-garrison. Pikeman goes to poke down the light cav as the monk comes over. And cav gets poked down. For a while, I wasn't shooting the unit, just shooting the castle. Yeah, it's probably right-clicking the castle then. And this castle, I mean, it's a Byzantine castle, gonna take a long time to go down. And especially with Imp, now 6,720 HP. And Tusky, is he calling GG right away on Imp? Not quite. Hello, Eric Eggplant. So Imp into GG, we'll see. The trebs are gonna start popping for Otter. And we all know once the trebs are popping, the castles are dropping, and the TC behind the castle will be dropping as well. On the other side, bit of a counter-attack, but only disrupting the fish. Pikes will check. Ooh, demo! Demo, okay, get some man-at-arms. Yes, we saw a useful demo. Saw a useful demo, more use than anything in Thalassocracy. Back when demos were useful. This is the final match. We have one more after this, Lord Charlie. Don't think I'll get to it tonight, but we'll have one more Community League after this. And there's a GG from Tusky, so he goes up 3-0. Or Otter goes up 3-0. And if Tusky wants a win, he's going to need to pull off a reverse sweep. A reverse sweep when Otter's been looking pretty darn good so far. So 4 conversions at the end. Much better eco. Everything worked out for Otter in that game as well. Otter 3-0 easily. Winning on Tulu. And there'll be time. I am pretty exhausted. I think I'll do the next set tomorrow, either before or after Thalassocracy. And game 4 will be on Velchins. Game 4 on Velchins. And here we are. Otter will be the Yellow Bohemians to the south, and a direct passage between each other. We'll have Tusky as the Blue Koreans to the north. So, Koreans, Bohemians. War Wagon, Hussite Wagon. Upseung, Bombard Tower. Against Helfnid said, is Upseung, I think that's only the keep line, right? Watchtower line, yes, no Bombard Towers, extra range. Would be sick, though. I mean, Turks get it. Koreans certainly could get it, too. So, Wolf comes to the middle. Otter will attempt to quick wall. And the Wolf will get some diagonal hits in, and very doubt-like he'll get the Vil surviving. House and a gate, gonna go up really quickly. The Scout runs back, and the Vil's forward. You have to be wary of the outpost. And now Tusky thinking he wants to Vil fight. Just see the HP bar so we see where everything is behind the gate. And Otter will get back, but Tusky comes forward. Now that's a risk if Otter sends more Vils forward to fight this, because then Tusky's trapped by that gate. And I think that wouldn't even be the worst idea. Maybe that's what he's doing. Yeah, he is Lumen, he's going for it. And the Vil goes down. 14 to 14 HP. Now it comes down to Tusky not to lose the Vils because he will be outnumbered. House not finished. That's a good bit of wood. You might be housed. And the Vils bypass each other. That could give time for Tusky to wall. At least make it 3 to 2. Hope maybe he can get a scout and a good engagement. Or 4 to 2. Scouts equal, so whoever gets the first hit probably wins. 2 Dark Age hits on level ground. 5 HP. Let's go in for the foxes. And they're still... Okay, now they're both trapped in with each other, as Tusky has walled Otter. Okay, well, trapped in there with foxes, Tusky will make the most of it. And, ooh, he gets the scout. The Vil gets the scout. And Otter wants to escape, but Otter has 4 Vils in here. Only a scout and 2 Vils for Tusky. Like a boxing ring now? Yes. Like a cage match. Oh, they open it though. They open it. Otter breaks it open. Now he's got a wall in front of it now. And double trap the Vils from Tusky. Make sure that they can neither enter nor leave. Maybe they should have taken the opportunity to have walked out and then gone around the outside to get back. That could have been cute. It's a foxing ring. A foxing ring. Yeah, they're going for the fox hunt. They need some hounds for this map with all the foxes that they hunt. Okay, poke on the scout, but 2 HP left, and Tusky will try to keep the scout alive. Ganging up 2 on 1, that Vil loses a lot of HP. Tusky's Vil's unfazed will seek out a hill. He's lost a lot of HP so far. He's really trying to stay on that hill. Doesn't want to leave the weak Vil too exposed. Also wants to pick off the weak Vil. Scout not enough HP to pick it off though. And ooh, yeah, there's the downside of the scout. Poked by the Vil. Okay, quick walls. Ooh, quick walls. Get a Vil, but at the cost of another Vil. And now it's 1v2. Can you win 1v2 with a villager? I don't think so. I think the best you can do is wall yourself. There's a house for Otter. On the hill, the Vils again will fight. And 1 extra hit while Tusky was trying to run and get uphill. But Tusky will click feudal first. The Vils under the TC now are all idled. No more pigs for them. Allowed in a barracks and a mining camp. I think he might be forgetting that he needs food. And forward walls now for Tusky. He's trapped in here still, might as well be forward. I think a Vil will come back. Up another forward wall though for Otter, both walling each other in. They both have 1 Vil on the inside. 2 HP difference there in favor of Otter, so this will be a cage match between those 2 Vils. We'll see if they're able to fight each other. Otter trying to send reinforcements. Tusky could maybe wall in time. Otter deletes the wall and is able to get in. He's able to get in. Oh, that is unfair. He's bringing in the spectators into the cage to fight for him. Not respecting the one-on-one rules. It's like when you play Land Nomad Free-For-All, you start spamming no 2v1 in the chat when you're 2v1'd. Same thing here. It's a tag team Royal Rumble. If only it were a ladder match, then the Vils might be able to climb out. Like attacking lumber camp Vils on Land Nomad. I kind of like OG Land Nomad. Yeah, if everyone who's familiar with DE might realize Land Nomad or might recognize Land Nomad as Nomad that starts the same way, just without the water on the outside. However, Land Nomad is its own beast, because originally you couldn't change the resources in the map script. At least I think you couldn't. So, Land Nomad was literally, you start with normal resources and a lumber camp and 3 villagers. Then you had to chop to build a TC. So, tower forward for Tusky. Otter up. Up to feudal. OG Land Nomad, yes. OG Land Nomad is great. I don't know what that tower does. Maybe it breaks through the wall slightly. OG Land Nomad. We will have to do a show match one day on that. Yeah, the one map where Huns were awkward to play. Oh, the Vil getting trapped on the inside of the tower. That's based on how you wall it. And Minarm's gonna break through. No tower going down. No Vils on the inside to get, though. And stone walls from Otter. So Tusky at least with a bit of forward initiative here, coming with archers. But Otter up to the castle age, that would explain the sword difference. There's castle age on the way, Vil's mining stone and gold on the side. This useless stone wall? It's a useful stone wall. There are double walls all over the other sides. I guess you could siege tower here. You break 2. Well, it forces you to break 2. Otherwise, if it's just a palisade, then you're breaking only 1, and it's downhill. So a downhill palisade is something you avoid if you can. Buy some time for the castle. Is he going to invest into a food trucking business? With all that stone, I think that's a safe bet. I think he'll be dropping a castle and doing some Hussite wagons. Question is, where does he drop it? Otter is walled everywhere, not making the mistake of walling using the oysters. And I'm trying to find another spot to break through, but great use of outposts from Otter. Making sure he has vision of everywhere Tusky's trying to break. And Tusky with a good score lead, but part of that might just be the age difference. And usually on this map, oh, there's a castle. See a player who says feudal. Struggle to keep the feudal army alive. Won't be knights, but it will be Hussite wagons. Will be the food trucks, as he so called them. And hello, Ganuga Gap. Bowsaw on the way for Otter. Ooh, Tusky's almost in. No walling from Otter. Maybe he's content to go for the Hussite wagons. Defensive wall up here. And 2 TCs with the wagon should be sustainable, for the most part. What's the elo here? This is 1600 to low 1700. And the final league that I'll probably cast tomorrow is capped at 1900. So Castle Age on the way for Tusky, but it might be too little too late. It feels like this army is trapped against the Hussite wagon. Yeah, men-at-arms go down. And down go all the men-at-arms. Remember, the food box can be repaired. So as long as it kills the archers, Otter should be happy. So there's Tusky finally up to castle. At the same time, though, needing to use a guard tower to defend against the Hussite wagon there. That's that tower from earlier. And has to throw down a workshop in combination with a TC. Ooh, I think I'd have much preferred maybe delete that lumber camp and put the TC here. Or maybe you can even fit it there without deleting it. But I think that puts you in a much more efficient spot. Here, I mean, I guess it defends the entrance to the lumber camps from any army that might run in. But this feels like it's 1, blocking farms around the mill, and 2, inefficient and far from the wood line. Ooh. Well, Tusky's still at the score lead though, but down in Vills, using the res collected lead he has. Now, this is just cows on the inside, and it will now be a forward castle. That'll take out the tower, but forward castle from Otter. This is a guard tower, so nice to take out. The Hussite wagon should let this castle go up, no problem. That's a wheelbarrow and crossbow on the way. So rocket cart there. Will it be in, I don't think it'll be in time to deny this. That's a lot of weak vills though. I'm not thinking this is guaranteed. Oh, look at what the heck was that split? And that's a couple of dead vills. 98, 99. Oh, he stopped making it. The vills are dying. 2 vills left. 2 vills left. One more shot. 99.68%. The rocket cart stops Otter's castle. Otter, he dodged too much. I think if he just went for it and committed, he'd have finished it. Over microing, and the castle doesn't go up. Okay, does he have more vills? Yeah, he's another round of vills. But there are some crossbows there. Wait, there are some stone walls going up. Crossbows need to stop the vills. Hussite wagon's gonna make that tricky. Ooh, where does the mangonel shot land? You know, more vills on the way. It goes up. But at the cost of another couple vills and the Hussite wagon. Oh, he mangonelled his own vill. That was not what Tusky wanted. But he'll make up for it by mangonelling 2 more vills with the crossbows. Okay. So 15 to 5 vill KD. One of those kills is his own unit. I think he might have dodged into it more than away from it. Color is just a number. Spoken like Ornlu, who is colorblind. Otter never so relieved to see that a clip failed. So he's gonna move back. And with the castle finally going up, he actually does have a vill lead. Looking at the idle time, he has a bit less than Tusky does. And with all the kills he has, that's actually given him more villagers. With Flip actually working perfect. I'll have to see if I can do a social media share of that. Rocket cart under the TC to defend as the castle goes up. Otter once again applying pressure. Hussite wagons hoovering around the eco. How do war wagons do against Hussite wagons? I genuinely don't know. Rocket carts are the defense at least until monks come forward. Where is the unsub button? It's that one labeled the gift 200 tier 3 subs. Any range must be horrible versus Hussites. Maybe. That's a great fun. Can you even do that? Usually like sub-gifting, I think, is limited to 200. But that's for tier 1. I don't know if you can do that for tier 3. That would be expensive. They're gifting 1 sub to Masty. And Imp on the way, slightly faster for Otter. And will he have Chemistry on the way? He is the Bohemians. He doesn't look like he is a university. No, just focused everything up the middle. And ooh, could the Hussite wagons think about going through the palisades? They're just staring there menacingly. Standing there staring at him. So chemistry, ooh, chemistry. Otter. Bohemians chemistry, that could have been in earlier. But that's okay. Handcart Pike on the way. Tusky's still with the score lead. He's Imp 2. No one really with army. Both kind of low eco Imp approaches. And not in a position to start a Treb war. Either of them. Yeah, lots and lots of flags. Oh, that HP just trickling down through all the shots. They don't all land at once, so you see a small trickle. You might think you're going to survive, but then it gets destroyed. Redemption block printing, and the monks could turn this tide in favor of Otter. Otter could be clowning now. Ooh. I'd be tempted to convert the Treb. Fire Lancers, though. Fire Lancers OP, we know that. How do you stop Fire Lancers? Converting the barracks? Might be an answer. Fire Lancer comes out. Monk will heal, and the Fire Lancer just deleted, maybe. I think the barracks might need to be deleted, actually. Remember, the Monk is the best siege unit in the game. Delete. Is there a heresy in? No heresy for the Koreans, so those are just deletes. And the Monk's not losing their monk juice. With the stable, it's going to be scouts, but Koreans going scouts, that doesn't feel good. And it feels like Otter now has momentum to keep pushing, and maybe not a clear answer to the monks now for Tusky. Skirms could have potentially been an answer, but you have to have been investing into them for a while. Age of Wagons, Age of Monks. All conversion there. Monk's a unit that has been nerfed time and time again. But you can't take the clown out of the clown. Oh, there's one conversion, there's a clear, and there's another conversion. I'll go down, but at least I'll get a shot off, and the Trebs will go for the castle. And Tusky, the scores are still really close, but this might suddenly end. Tusky is in the middle mining gold with a war wagon. Now some cows, how did he get cows down here? As he ran through there. I feel like rocket carts are worse than mangonels. I don't know, I honestly don't know. I've gone back and forth on that. Okay, maybe this is it though, maybe this is it. What type of fight can Tusky get? How lucky will the conversions be? Monks going down, only one conversion. Only one conversion. The TC and the castle could go down, 89 HP. One mangonel shot on the TC. And that TC will go down, the Treb's still alive. More monks coming forward, some pikes not being brought at the front. Feels like this overall is maybe good for Otter, but that's at least a good light cav mass. Archery range on the way. And the pikemen will be poking everything down. Korean light cav. Can't feel too good if you need to go Korean light cav, I gotta say. But one TC now for Tusky as a Treb is deployed to start taking it out. I think that's in range. And one more charge of the light cav. There's a cannon. This time there are some pikemen though. Monks can start converting. So pikemen close the distance. And if pikemen are mixed in, monks can focus the pikemen and try to convert them rather than the light cav. And so many pikemen there, the light cav melt, they melt! Look at those light cav corpses. And I think this might be it. I think Otter might have just speed ran the finals. 0 TC gaming after another Treb shot here for Tusky. Down it goes. One running to the side. Trebs go for the market. Go for the market. Go for the houses. Monk wants a conversion. This is a good pike push. Otter not quite able to afford Hal, but doesn't need it. Houseville lead, a huge population lead, 52 to 21 military, and pikes that should counter the light cav. Tusky in desperation mode, heading to the top of the map. That will be a castle, and one that will not be started because there are pikemen atop the foundation. There we go. One more desperate charge of the light cav. The pikemen are everywhere. Pikemen are running away from the fight. But enough are still here to kill light cav. A few monks going down. But not enough compared to the pikeman damage. And there's a GG from Tusky. And Otter will do it. 4-0. Congrats to Otter. Tusky even had the better KD. Nice 69 kills, but not enough against Otter when he had their 8 conversions. A much better economy. And almost had a doubt castle, but manages to stay with it and finish it off. Otter now, yes, winning the King League. I'll give him that win. 4-0 over Tusky. Tusky sadly lost Velchins, and we didn't get to see Nagome or Sardis. But there we go, congrats to Otter. And that leaves us with just the Kaiser League. So we'll all be casting that. Hopefully I'll get that tomorrow. I'll see if I do it either before or after Thalassocracy, but I want to do that tomorrow. So thank you all for watching, and congrats to Otter. Give Otter some flowers in the chat. Some flowers. We'll see if we can send a raid over to someone. Congrats, thanks for the stream. Well, thank you for watching, Kaner. And I'll just say goodnight to everyone. Good night. Miss Lunar Rain, Maxi, Otter, Brizzlin, UP, Daboose, Kaner, 11, Baladin, Gonsal, Sir Baron, everyone in the chat. Thank you for watching. Over on YouTube. Good night, everyone.